Hey, Kingdom Millionaires, welcome back to Money Mindset Mastery. This is step number 2. In step number 1, I had given an example and I just pulled those numbers right over to this step. What you want to do is take those numbers that you did on that worksheet in step 1, write out your total income, total outcome, total cash flow. This is monthly and yearly. Your total income, as I said in step 1, was everything income-wise that comes in or flows in month to month. Your total outcome, on step 1, I had given 5 categories, which is expenses, variable expenses, debt, and subscriptions. And so you want to total all those out, and then add it onto this sheet. This is going to give us a total cash flow number. And this is important and it's significant because what it does is it shows you your diagnosis, right? It shows you what is going on in your financial situation. How much cash flow, how much liquidity to your cash do you actually have? So in this example, this person is in the negative. That means that they're putting out more than they're bringing in. So they don't have any cash flow. They don't have any liquidity to their money, to their finances. There's no room, no wiggle room. There's nothing, right? And so, as I mentioned yesterday or in step 1, most people are in this type of situation. When you really sit down and you really diagnose your financial situation, most people are in the red. What the next step is, or step 2 is, I want you in money mindset, what we do is we use the thought model. Brooke Castiello is the one who created that. And so my coach taught me this, and I go on to teach others because this is what helped me and broke through a lot of that mental mind drama when it came to my finances. And so you want to, we're going to be working from the thought model to transition or rewire our money mindset. The thought model goes like this: circumstance, thought, feeling, action, result. So you see in short form the letters CTFAR. What that is saying is your circumstance, we have a circumstance. And in this case, and by the way, this can be used for anything in life. But since this is a money mindset channel, we're using it in this manner. But I've used this for other things as well. So what the C line says, or the circumstance says, or what it is just the thing that you're dealing with. And at this moment, what we're dealing with is a negative cash flow month to month in our finances. So that would be the C line or the circumstance line. We'll just take monthly. $450, we are negative every month. The thought that we take about this circumstance is where the work begins. All circumstances are neutral, meaning anybody who looks at this circumstance, this negative cash flow, is going to have a different thought or take a different thought or give a different meaning to what they're seeing based on their perspective, their experiences, whatever belief pattern is built up in their subconscious mind. And so you can take 10 people and show them that they have a negative $450 cash flow at the end of every month. And each one of those 10 people are going to take an entirely different thought about that. And so the circumstance is neutral. It does not have a meaning until we give it meaning. How do we give it meaning is the thought that we choose to take about it. Where do these thoughts come from? They're initiated from our subconscious or belief pattern. So memories are stored there from previous experiences. And we've taken previous experiences and made them mean a certain thing. In brief, for example, because this is something that I teach more in depth to my students, is this. Let's say as a child, you asked your mom, your dad, your caretaker for $5. Let's say once a week. And every time you asked them, they always said the same thing. I don't have it this week. What do you think? Money grows on trees? All these sayings that we grew up with. What that starts to do is form a memory within your subconscious mind. It starts to formulate as a belief within your subconscious mind. And so as you carry on in life and you go from child to adulthood, and now you're put in a situation where you may be dealing with needing money or needing something, what's going to come up and help you make those decisions are those memories that are stored, are those belief patterns that have been stored and programmed inside of you. So what goes on to happen is you will begin to believe money doesn't grow on trees or you don't have enough, etc. And the pattern just continues until you make a decision to disrupt that programmed way of thinking and rewire your mind to think something new or different. And so when you take these thoughts, specifically, let's look at this example about this negative $450 a month in cash flow. Somebody might say, I don't make enough income at my job. That's the thought that comes up for them when they see this on the paper. What goes on to happen is that every thought has a feeling attached to it automatically. And so they're going to begin to feel a certain way, a vibration within them, some type of feeling this thought is going to make them feel. For the purpose of this example, let's say it makes this person feel insufficient. Every action that we take is fueled by our feelings. What we feel, we will go on to proceed and take some type of action from that place. And so in this situation, let's say this person decides to take on more debt. They're feeling insufficient. They feel like they don't make enough. They have these bills. They have other needs. They have desires and wants, etc. What this is going to do is cause them to take on more debt. And the result of that is that they're going to continue to be in the negative. They're already starting in the negative. Let's say they take on another $1,000 worth of debt. They're going to continue to stay in this negative. In short form, this is what the thought model is. It allows us to pull out our way of thinking towards the circumstances that are happening in our life. We are the ones given meaning to the circumstances and situations that we're coming across in our lives. And until we take the responsibility for managing our mind, managing our emotions, the actions that we take will not change. The results will not change. They'll continue to be the same. It might be in a different form. It might be in a different way, but they'll continue to create the same results, the same type of results. And for a lot of us as believers, that's scarcity. So when we ask the question, how come we can't get out of this place? How come, doesn't God care? Doesn't God love us? Doesn't God want more for us? Or we want more for ourselves, but we just can't seem to. This essentially is the foundation in the beginning to why we can't, right? Because we're not becoming masters of our thoughts, masters of our emotions to do something different, take a different type of action to create a different type of result about the circumstance or situation we're in. Be blessed.